Dear Dad, in my entire life, I have never really held a conversation with you. You see, I feared not so much how you'd react if I told you exactly what was in my heart, but that you wouldn't even listen. So 25 years of silence, and here I am with a pen and a paper attempting to tell you that there are things you did, things you said, things you did not do, and things you did not say that really hurt me. So behold your daughter, the one who'd be the first to meet you at the gate whenever you came back home. The one who always cried for you whenever you left with the hope that you would be back again. I loved you, Dad. Trust me, I did. And you have no idea how I longed to hear you say that you cared, that you were proud of me, that I was good enough. But no. And so what is what I received whenever I flaunted my good grace to you? A well done, my daughter, was too expensive for you, let alone a good education. And if time and space allowed me, I'll tell you how that injured my self-esteem, my confidence. I'll tell you how I tried to get validation from people around me, how I looked for you in every man that came my way. I loved you, Dad. But with time, all the love I had for you turned into fear, fear into hatred, hatred into bitterness, bitterness into indifference. And before I knew it, you'd cease to exist in my world. I got accustomed to your absence. I got accustomed to your heart-wrenching words. I got accustomed to pain, tears, an empty tummy, and a bleeding heart. If time and space allowed me, I'd tell you how much Mother cried for you, if not because of you. I never saw you raise your hand against her, but your venomous words cut her deep, and you watched her break down piece by piece. And what hurt the most is that you did nothing about it. You just watched. I watched it too, but Daddy, I was just a little child, forgotten, rejected, and alone, whimpering behind the locked doors of your heart. And I hated myself because there was nothing I could do to make things better. But as I said, maybe I was too young to understand. Maybe there was more to what I saw. How would I know? Maybe you're a wounded man with a wounded heart. Maybe you live the same story we are living. Maybe your fathers had it worse than most of us. Maybe we're all victims. Maybe we're all part of a long equation. And maybe I am here for such a time as this to break that cycle and introduce Christ, the answer. So, Dad, let's have Uji one of these days. I want to hear your story. I promise you I will listen. I will pray for you, and I'll tell you what happened when you were away, how Christ found me struggling in that pit of hopelessness, how he washed me clean and clothed me with a robe of sonship. I'll tell you how he lavished his love on me, how he paved a way from my adoption as a child of God, which he paid for with his own blood. And he introduced me to me. He gave me a new name. He nullified all the negative words you'd spoken, and he became everything, and I mean everything that I ever needed. And so my intention is not to make you feel bad about the past that you cannot change. No. On the contrary, I would want you to rejoice, because my need for you led me into God's arms. It is through your absence that I felt his tangible presence, my Father, who loved me way before I was formed in your loins. He who wrote all the days of my life in his book, even before any of them came to be. He who created my innermost being and knit me together in my mother's womb. He whose eyes saw my informed body when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. I bore his DNA before I bore yours, Dad. I was his before I was yours, and therefore I am everything that he says I am, and I'll become everything that he has ordained me to be, because my identity is founded in him, you see. Well, I must accept that I struggled relating with him as a father because of you. I mean, he's been misrepresented by fathers all over the world, and as a result, he's been rejected by the very little ones that he yearns to heal. And so it had to take a very personal encounter for me to discover both who he is and who he's not. It was then that I discovered that he's a literal father. I discovered that our ability to understand his fatherhood is not limited to the pictures of fatherhood we have around us. They are all made in his image. You see, they're all trying to learn from him, because he is the standard. He's perfect. He's the father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. He is a real essence of fatherhood. And for the time that I've walked with him, he's taught me the way of love, that I should honor you and give you the respect that you so rightfully deserve. So I've made peace with the fact that we might not be best of friends even after this, and it's okay, really. But I just wanted to let you know that I love you, that from the deepest part of my heart, I forgive you.